You want to know what cost me my peace after divorce? It wasn't losing the house. It wasn't losing the money. It was this. I had no vision for my future. If you don't tell your mind where you're going, it will keep replaying the past in a loop. And let me show you what I fixed and then how that changed everything. It's simple. There's a few verses at the end you're going to want to write down. You're going to want to have, you're going to want to keep. All right. The first thing is this. No vision equals a mental prison. Proverbs 29:18 says this, where there's no vision, people perish. If your brain doesn't know where to focus, it defaults to fear. Listen, this is the truth. It's going to hurt. You might not like it. You're not stuck. Your mind is untrained. Okay. And clarity brings confidence. I'm going to say it again. Clarity brings confidence. I sat down and here's what I had to do. I had to map out my next 90 days of what I was going to become. I want to give you something super simple you can do. You have to sit down, you have to get it out of here, and you have to get it on a page, on a paper, on a digital writing thing, whatever it might be. You gotta get it out. You gotta see it. You gotta clearly write it down specifically. I sat down with a guy yesterday and we talked through this. And he said, I want to grow the business. And I said, well, how much do you want to grow the business? I want to have more time with my kids. How much time do you want to have more with your kids? What are the intentional moments that you want to create? If you don't create specificity for your future, your mind will give you the specificity of the past. And I think you and I both know that that is a dark place. The more I mapped, the more that I repeated the vision that I had, the quieter the shame and the regret and the guilt was, right? Mental rehearsal is not an option. It's how champions operate. We watch great sports athletes and we understand their mental fortitude. This is what we're doing here with all the clients, all the people that I work with. You need mental fortitude for the future. You are in a war. You need the tools to be able to get you through it. Not just cope, not just, time will heal. No, real solutions, real tactics, real tools. And your mind is the number one thing that's going to be under attack. And it's the number one thing that if you change, everything else will be different. Your habits align your identity. You don't need more motivation. You need aligned habits. Either every action agrees with your vision or erases it. And that's what we do when we build plans. I say, where are we going? That's the pattern. That's the path. That's the line. That's the freeway. Anything else getting in that freeway that doesn't align with that, that's called distractions. That's called procrastination. That's called fear. Those are the things that we kick out. Romans 12:2 says, don't be conformed to this world. Be transformed by the renewing of your mind. Your renewing of your mind is going to take scriptures and integrations and positive loops about where you're going next, not replaying the past. You're transforming your mind. You're not just taking up scraps and redoing it. We want a whole new building project. Let me give you a few scriptures that you can take into your day and into your week and start creating the vision now. The faster you do that, the faster you will heal and grow. Proverbs 29:18. Where there's no vision, the people perish. You need a vision. And like I said, you need specificity of that vision. Smart goals that are specific, measurable, achievable, relatable, right? Time bound. You need specificity. Romans 12:2, like I said before, renew your mind. 2 Corinthians 10:5, take every thought captive. You are going to be bombarded with hellish thoughts. If you don't know what to do with those thoughts and transform those thoughts, you will live a living hell of negative loops all day long. So we have to take that thought captive and we have to align it to what God's word says and what God's word says about you as a dad, for your kids, for your leadership, for your home. And then we transform that thought into what God says about you. Listen, if this hits you, if this relates, remember, you're not your past. You're just stuck in mental survival mode. If you want to rebuild, you're serious, you want one-on-one support, you want to work with me, you want to work in our cohort or our groups, drop a comment, drop a message, let me know how I can help. I do not want to see another man think that they can just wing it or do it on their own. You don't have to. I'm telling you, you don't have to. And you also don't have to just lose your future because you're scared or afraid. Make a move, reach out, take action. Your life will transform. I can't wait to see you and hear from you on the next one. God bless you.